Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet. Let's do the classes. So yeah, not much left to do for the classes, I believe. Depending on how fast I do the classes, I might finish them. Hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. But before we get going, do you all remember the final question on the midterm exam? Well, Director Clive found out about it somehow, and I got yelled at. Oops. Apparently he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. He must have noticed all the color flushed right out of my face. Speaking of color, today I'd like to teach you all about the color they pertaining to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different colorization or patterns on their bellies based on their gender or individual differences. It is very rare a Pokemon have widely different colorization compared to the other same species. We call these species shiny Pokemon. It is quite rare to come across one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny is? 1 in 400. Oh, that's right. You may have the making of a Pokemon Professor, Rio. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? No, it's not. The possibility of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around different languages are a special case. There is a higher than average chance that a shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs, but we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. I also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding a shiny when you have it in your bag. Can you believe that? Yes, you already gave me it. I guess you were supposed to technically do all the classes. This claim can't be scientifically validated, but it sure would be fun if it were true. Whoops, that spell. That's all I have for today. Thank you for your attention. Wow, that actually went pretty fast for that class. Oh, there's 6. Why? Can I just be done? Math. Can't wait to get messed up on math. Yeah, let's see if I can get whatever is correct. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to review last class materials in order to stay sharp? It was a little difficult with all that talking of multiplication and percentages and the like. But today we've been talking about percentages again to learn about probability. That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with possibility on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a potential called accuracy, which determines the possibility that they will hit. The accuracy of tackle is 100 or 100%, so if you use tackle 100 times, you could expect to hit all 100 times. If you hit, hit, if you use the move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60 or 60%, that means you could expect to hit 60 times in 100 uses. But there's another way. Out of 100 uses, you could say you could expect it to miss 40 times. How of the truly powerful moves often tend to have lower accuracy, so you're deciding whenever to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with strong but with less accurate moves. You're already studying probability. Let's see here, perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump could be a good example of the discussion. Surf has a 90 base power and 100% accuracy, meaning you can expect it to hit every time. But Hydro Pump has 80 accuracy, is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you most likely want to use? Surf. Oh my, I see. The slow and steady wins the race. For you, Rio. Time, you are an old mean lady. I like your sister better. I like Rhyme better. I hope you all made it sound like that was the correct answer here, but it's not. You're free to use any moves you wish. She did it again. Another trick question. This is why no one likes your classes. Factors like PP or number of targets may make some moves more suitable to certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is primarily a matter of preference. This Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time. Personally, I'm more invested in the debate of rock moves, Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Rock Slide has what, a 5% to hit? No, 5% to miss, while Stone Edge has a 20% to miss. Let me tell you, I couldn't get really worked up by talking about those moves, but oh my, there's the bell. What a shame. Next class we will be last of our time together, so show up 100% when you are ready to go. I spent way more time on her class than anything. History. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did in the past is history now. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust you all remember the lesson before the midterms exam concerning the great crater, Paldea, and its interior area 0. The mysterious crater capturing the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Empire. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed that they found finally reached its depths. The name of that team has been archived is Great Feat of the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldean's best and brightest, skilled battlers, brilliant researcher, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant nature historian. Heath? After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talents to record the events of the expedition and publish them. I just realized her belt buckle is Lunala. Perfect time to make eye contact with young Rio. Let's see if you've been paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the depths of the research of the Great Paldean Crater? Service Corps. Correct. To pick up on and remember a term I simply slipped into the following of the lecture, you really are quite a clever one. The correct name of the team was the Area Zero Expedition. The records of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the likes of every day. This is a recording known as the Scarlet Book. At the time, the entries region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Scarlet Book, or it would be Violet Book and Violet, was so popular that practically everyone has a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought as real. The masses began to call it Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Scarlet Book was common to the shelves of the bookstore just as other books of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entry hall. Feel free to have a read if you are interested. Oh, is it that time already? I've gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Question, is there anything to do here? Oh, I can go see Penny. Nice. Arvin. Why is she up there? I'm not going to see her. She scares me. Anyway, good morning. Yep. Language. I'm not gonna read you. So I'm just gonna, quick read everything. Try to guess. And we'll find out how well that goes. don't know. Let me hear. Surprise? Sadness? Oh my god, I got that right. I hate your class so much. The only reason why I'm doing your class is so I can get that Galar Meowth. It's the only reason why I'm putting up with this shenanigans. Yeah, that's the only way you can get the Galar Meowth, by doing his classes. Three more! Another day, another round of battle studies. Let's get right into it. I hope you gave auto battles a shot like we've talked about last class. Making good use of auto battles will train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It also is an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need for TMs. Speaking of which, have you all been using TM Machine? I hope so, because pop quiz time. To create TMs you will need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anyone remember what that thing is? LP. League points. Looks like you've already had a TM Pro, new kid. You already know my name. I dislike it when you say the new kid. Correct, the answer is League points, or LP for short. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to the TM machine to create TMs. But that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individual getting LP illegal use, a technique called hacking or something like that. Penny? I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that, got it? Anyway, you also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will let you keep an eye on the material you need to gather. That I did not know. In conclusion, in order to make TMs you need Pokemon materials, and if you want to get a hold of a lot of materials you'll have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're never going to have the time. Class is over now. Take care, you little rascals. What class is next? Art. With Hans. Hello, class. It is I, Hans, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure in our last class. I was so touched by Beerus' story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got very stern talking to by Miss Time after that class. Yes! Anyway, let's shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Have you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? As the name implies, there are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is the most acceptable. If you see fields after field of olive trees from the hills on the way to Cordon, or whatever, 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites: Fury Falls and Coruscant Falls. When they're the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glaciado Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. Let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pointed cliff on Glaciado's Mountain? Glaciado's Mountain. No need to gasp at straws. He gave us a great hint, so... Exactly! Now that's the teacher I like. That if you pay attention, you can figure it out. And sorry for my squeaky chair. Exactly. I like a hand taking hold of something. Doesn't it, Riho? 3-pointed cliff on the mountain is, in fact, though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also a mountain in the area 3 of the Eastern Province where you can get a good look at Luvencia. It is particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant it is known as Million-Watt Skyline. I hear it's quite a hot spot for dates, and something so far such a romantic view. I imagine it's... what do the kids say these days? A very, fleek selfie spot? Ooh, I can't believe I said that. I am not happy. Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandest names. How often do we visit some tourist spots only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Well, that's it for today's class. Thank you all for your attendance. Cooking class. Put away your phones. It's time to begin class. While you're performing field work with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, you notice a change in colorization. No, I don't mean that it suddenly became a shiny Pokemon or any nonsense like that. Speaking of it becoming filthy, Pokemon battles, they get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in other words, filthy. I have seen many trainers walk around with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing the issue. It is deplorable. Let me ask you a question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such shameful conduct. Ah, yes, Rio. What would you do if your Pokemon was dirty? Clean it up? Pat its head? Clean it up? Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is, of course, simple common sense. When you have a picnic, you can approach the Pokemon on your team and perform a various of actions. One such action is putting them through what I call the Poke Wash. In other words, you are able to clean them up. You start by getting a sponge, lather them up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will escape with filth. Then you simply wash it away with the spray bottle. Spray of water. This will get your Pokemon clean and shiny, bright as a jewel. It is certainly quite a bit of work, but this will also restore health and cure status conditions. However, some Pokemon may have part of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed or that they would rather not get wet. Be sure to keep in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. Now, most important part that I must mention is that some Pokemon like to be dirty. Though I will conduct myself by saying this, but please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind thing to do. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Well then, I think I should finish up some staff stuff. Or at least get some staff stuff done. Because if I talk to you, yeah, I definitely have to wait. Ah, Rio. Is there something that I would like very much to ask you help with? You need help? My help? Well, you see, I don't want anyone to overhear this, but I hear rumors that an incredible sweet condiment exists somewhere in Paldea Region. I absolutely must experience this thing, sweetness, for myself. You are the only one who knows of its insatiable sweet tooth. Thus, I have no one else to turn to for help in this matter. Oh, I don't think I have this sweet one. I can't go looking for this condiment myself, lest I destroy the imagination image of my students have for me. I will repay you for your trouble, because, of course, give it some thought. It is of particular interest. In the meantime, I will gather what information I can. This is incredible sweet condiment. I will share what I find with you as soon as I have more details in form. I think I already have it. I know I got one Herba Mystica. Yeah, I got a sweet Herba Mystica. What? Well then, I guess I have to find you probably somewhere else. Or not. Why are you in the nurse's office? Oh. What's going on here? No way, no way, no way. Come on. Just give it a try. Oh, great timing, new kid. Nurse is here. Won't try the sandwich. Yeah, I'd rather not have her try. Well, duh, I don't want to get a stomach ache. You won't, probably. I still remember that sandwich you made me with meat filling and meat for bread. That one really messed up me bad. I hadn't trained in the art of sandwich making yet back then. I was young and thoughtless. It was last month. So, as you can see, I'm getting anywhere trying to persuade her. Even after I went through that intense sandwich making training, it kind of makes me sad. She went through intense sandwich making training. She worked really hard. You should try her sandwich. Yeah. Ugh. I guess I have no choice. If you got one of our cute little students on your side, so fine. I'll try your sandwich. Let me see it. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Here it is. It's a little strong flavor, but I guess it's not bad. Hey! Oh, my training paid off. I'm so glad that the sandwich pleased the great nurse Naranja. I look up to you, you know? Oh, cool. Thanks for trying it out. And thanks to you, new kid. And she ran off again. That was weird. But that's how Miss Naranja is, I guess. She always comes into the nurse's office with some injured or another. Cool. Where do I want to go? I want to... Yeah, I need to probably leave the school. I don't know. We will find out. Said he would contact me. Or I could just use it to make a sandwich. Nope. Alright. So I'll end off this part here. So without further ado, Dark View 32 signing off.